What's going on, guys? My name is AK, back again with another YouTube video. Now in today's video we've got the last of the Spawn series, and today we're going through GAVUTU. So arguably the worst hardpoint map in the rotation, certainly in my opinion, my least favourite. For control I actually quite like it, but yeah, for hardpoint not my absolute favourite, I must say. But this is a spawns go, quite an easy map to learn. A lot of the hardpoints only have like 1 or 2 spawn points, so in that sense it's quite easy. So let's jump straight into it with P1. So with P1, the main spawn points, let me just highlight P1. P1's this one in the middle here, I'm sure you guys know. The main spawn points are behind the red tower on the P5, sort of P3 side of the map, and on the other side of the thing it's behind the back of P4. So that's pretty much your only spawn points for P1. Of course, a lot of people that spawn here will run that way, and some people will run through mid. So if you can get someone set up on your top tank, then you can watch that cross off the spawn. Is always quite a nice little thing to do. Not the top tank, sorry, the top of the boat. I love going there. It's the biggest power position in the world, and vice versa on the other side. If they try and hit up mid or try and hit the long, you can kill them from the top tower. So quite often, off the start of Gav, first thing I do as the AR is run set up in the top of the tower, and that gives you a little bit of map control off the start, because even if the spawns flip, you can lock down both angles from there. Moving on to P2. P2 is the hill inside the bottom of the boat. Again, quite simple in terms of the spawns. You've got down the side of the alley here, just a little bit off the back of P5. And then the other side of things, you've just got the side here off P4. So really, a lot of what you're going to see is people running across that top cliff place here and down the bottom mid from the P4 side. So if you can set up in the in green, we call this, whatever you want to call it, in that house there, you can then watch all the way across the boat, and you can watch the push along that that sort of rock thing there, or even in the boat you can see through the little wooden things, you can punch them out and watch that push. So that is where you can expect most people to be coming from on that side. Again, have someone set up top watching the mid, or sort of on the low mid tanks watching that mid push, but that is primarily where you're going to want to be stopping them. On the other side of things, there's a little bit more they can do. They can come sort of down mid, they can go into green, they can come down sort of the bottom of P5, but either way, just sort of make sure you're picking up the lanes. Anyone that's sat up sort of towards the P1 steps or anything like that, they can watch that cross, so that's quite a nice little position to play as well. So moving on to P3, which is the one down the bottom of the beach. Quite a hard point to hold. I will just point out, don't run lengthened anymore, run FMJ on your ARs, definitely. Potentially on your subs as well, because you can wallbang the little sort of beach tank thing that's there. You can wallbang that, so if people are camping in that, get your FMJ out and you can kill them. But for the spawn locations, the main ones are in the deep back of this spawn. On this side, you've got the rock just off P4, out to the left of P4 there. And then also you have the back of P4. Now these are your main spawn locations. I think that is like a separate one, so if you're spawning here, you can expect them to spawn there, and then that's just a spawn out. I believe if you have P1 control, if you're pushed up far, that then spawns them deep back of P4. I believe that's how that works, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's sort of an alternative spawn point if this one is, I think, if you have line of sight on that. So if you can, get aggressive, get on that P1, start pushing them back. That will cause them to spawn right in the deep back of P4, and well, by the time they get to the hard point, you're going to be moving to P4 anyway. Speaking of that P4 location, that is that one there. The main spawn points for that are down the bottom of the beach, and if you're spawning at the bottom of the beach, the enemy are going to be spawning on or around sort of the P1 location. And then the other spawn points are down the bottom of the boat, sort of off P2, down that low bit. You know, you sort of run up the ramp to get onto that thing there, and the equivalent spawns for that are at the back of P3 actually. So ideally, you're going to want these close spawns here, and these spawns are okay provided you have hill control, because this is a very easy. If they've got hill control here, it's very hard for you to push that. Like, that's very easy for them to kill you if you're trying to run up here. So if you do spawn here, make the play, wrap it mid, or even sort of deeper perhaps, to try and pinch that. But yeah, ideally you want to be spawning here or here with hill control. And lastly, moving on to P5, another one with some very simple sort of spawns to learn. The first one is in the back of P5, sort of in the back spawn there. That is your ideal spawn. That's the one that you're going to be trying to go for. And then on the other side of things, you've got the side of P4 there is your spawn out. So quite simple. Again, get someone set up in that top there. The main push for that is sort of towards the top of the boat. So yeah, get someone set up in that green, watch that long, and you can pick up a lot of kills with an AR on this map, which is is why it's growing on me. Certainly for Control, I'm loving this map. I think it does play actually quite well for Control. For Hardpoint, I'm still working on it, but yeah, it's certainly growing on me a little bit, but still probably my least favourite that there is. Quick little side note about maps. Have you played the new Casablanca? I think that is a sick map, and I hope it does get brought into competitive because it's a colourful map. The map layout works well. It's 3 lanes. It's got a bit of verticality to it with all the rooftops and all that. I think that could be quite a good competitive map, so I'm excited to see if that does get brought in. But that is about it for the spawns on GAVUTU. Hopefully you found this video helpful. God, can't get my words out. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.